Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about solarization. We had lots of comments on our last video, a lot of telling us what we were doing wrong and what we should be doing differently. And so I just want to take a little bit of time and talk about that because some of the information y'all were giving out was not exactly correct. As y'all know, we had a major failure in the other garden, and I also want to clarify, it's not so much that we don't know how to do or what we're doing, but it's just the fact that the pressure over here, the weed pressure, is a lot bigger than what we thought it was going to be, and it just didn't work out. And time management did not work out as well either. So things kind of went haywire. We still have some good stuff in there, but we're going to end up having to mow a lot down to get to it. And so once we get to that point, we'll actually be able to get to the good stuff. But it's just going to be, my bush hog's tore up right now, and we're waiting to get that fixed. I got some tools for that today to hopefully get that done. We may have to order a few parts, but then we'll be able to mow that down and get to the good stuff. And what I really want to talk about is this plot back here. Many of y'all saw us, we've got this spot. The weed pressure is a lot less here. There is some Johnson grass, but it's not near as thick as what it is in other areas. So we decided to till this up and put plastic over it to try to kill down the weeds and keep the pressure down before we decide to plant in it and try to get a late summer, early fall garden started because we want to get some stuff to put up this year. Some of the comments we had were talking about how we should not use clear plastic, we should be using black plastic. The main reason we used clear plastic is because that's what we had on hand. I don't know if any of y'all have priced silage tarps lately or rolls of plastic, stuff like that, but that stuff is super expensive and we just don't have the funds to be spending on that right now. The wind or storms tore off the top to our high tunnel earlier this year, which allowed us to just cut this plastic off the side of it and use it here. So that's the main reason we started with this, is we figured some plastic was better than no plastic, and we already had this on hand, so it wasn't going to be another expense. We got that down, but after we started getting comments, I was like, I'm going to do some research. So I started Googling and searching, and actually all the research points to clear plastic being the preferred method. We had some people that were talking about how the weeds would grow underneath it because it would create a greenhouse effect. And that is true, it does create a greenhouse effect, but how many of y'all have been in a greenhouse in summer that has no ventilation and is completely closed up tight? You can't stay in there because if you have a 100-degree day, it's probably 130, 140. I mean, I don't know exactly how hot it is. I just know it's so hot you can't stay in there without some sort of shade cloth or something like that, or ventilation. So the ones who said that is correct. This does create a greenhouse effect, but that's why this works as good as it does, because when you have 100-degree days, plastic over it where no ventilation can get in there and have moisture, it's going to cook those weeds like crazy and actually make it where it'll kill them out, where our weed pressure should be a lot better. The ones that said black plastic, I did some research. What it said is clear plastic is preferred because it allows better UV radiation to get through to the soil below. It heats up better, it holds in the heat better, and it just will kill the weeds and also some soil-borne diseases. Black plastic can be used, but it doesn't absorb the heat as well, and because it doesn't let the sun get through. My main reason for doing this was for the simple fact that we had it, and I too originally thought that black plastic would be better, but I just knew that we didn't have it. But thanks to y'all, I did a little bit of research and found out that this is actually the better method, so super excited about that. So although we were only using it because it's what we had and it was free, it actually turned out that we had the better option, so I'm glad about that. It did say that it's best if you can leave it on for 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, I don't remember which exactly. We're not going to have that kind of time for the simple fact that we're wanting to get this done. But also, most of the time when people are doing this, it's in the winter getting ready for spring, so the days are not as hot. So I'm hoping with us having 100-degree true air temperatures that it's going to bake it good enough that in a week or so we'll have it. I'm going to kind of pull this back and show you what we're working with so far, because I'm actually pretty impressed with how good it's working. We've had this down for, this is the third or fourth day. I don't remember, third or fourth day, and it's already looking really good. So let me pull this back and I'll show you how it's looking. Okay, I'm going to throw a couple of these boards off and just let you see. Which, it did say it was better if you could get moisture in there first, but our ground was pretty wet when we started, so you can actually see the moisture on the plastic, so that's working because the moisture helps it heat up, it said. So, let me just I'm going to show you two ends because this is one that we just tilled the first time originally, and I've already worked up the other area again. I don't want to pull this all back too much because I've got to go to work in a little bit. Okay, so let me get this. Okay, so check that out. You can see all through there, all the grass that was somewhat green after we got done is completely burned to bits. I mean, this stuff is working really good. You can still see some of the moisture down in there too. Let me zoom out just a little bit. You can see some of the moisture spots down in there where it does have plenty of moisture, and if I kicked it up, you'd be able to see as well. But so far, even with just a few days, with this being over 100-degree temps outside, this stuff is working out well, and I think that we're going to be able to get this worked up where we can hopefully get something put in here and be able to keep it under control. I'm fixing to show you, there's one section down there that last night I didn't have time to film it because we were running out of time and it's getting dark, but I just flipped the plastic back halfway and I tilled it again, so I'm going to show you how good that's looking after a second till. And then I may do one more till down there and then re-plastic, or put the plastic back over it and then plant without tilling again, so I don't work up anything that's already underneath the soil before I plant, because I don't want to work it up again, kick stuff up to the top without tarping it again, and then end up having to fight weeds even more. So let me get this covered back up and we'll go down there and look at the other end. Okay, unfortunately phone overheated, so we're going to have to make this kind of quick because I just got it cooled off enough to come back out here. But this is how it looks after a second tilling. I mean, this stuff is worked up really good. And also, since I was at the house, I went ahead and picked up a infrared thermometer, and I'm just going to do a couple of temperatures. So like over here on the ground, just the ground anywhere is showing like about 105, 106. This, I've had the plastic pulled back for a minute, but it is 127. And so let's see if I can pull this up even more and get underneath. Okay, yeah, underneath the plastic, it's cooling off quickly, but when the plastic was down, 147. So that is really baking those weeds and all those roots and stuff in good. So hopefully that's going to make it where we can actually utilize this for the good. I do have some areas that the plastic wouldn't reach on, but we're just going to try to work that around the edges. We'll keep it used with a tiller and hoe and stuff like that so that we can keep everything worked up. But having the main area where the weeds are all dead, or at least slow them down enough that we can try to get ahead of them, will make this a lot better. The other great thing about this is when we have these 100-degree days, a lot of times we're having to work in the afternoons or evenings, and it is miserable out here. This area here becomes shaded later in the afternoons, and so it makes it where it'll be a lot cooler for us to get out here and actually work on it and try to keep up with it. And so instead of having to work in the beaten down sun over in the other area, we can get this done. So our plan is a little later this week, I'm going to take some cuttings of the tomato plants that are growing out there and try to get those rooted. I'm going to try to get some pretty good size cuttings. That way they can, once they get rooted, we'll have nice sized plants. I'm going to put them up on the upper part. We're going to use cattle panels around them to let them grow up in so that it's easy to do. With the rows we have, I think 2 cattle panels end to end, and then on each side. So 4 cattle panels total. We should be able to do a row of tomatoes. I'm also going to do the archway for cucumbers like I talked about before. Down here we bought some new green bean seeds because our other ones were so bad they never came up all the times we planted them. So I'm really going to start with that down here, and I'll probably do some new squash and zucchini and stuff as well. And then we're just going to work from here and work down that way. And the main reason is because later in the winter or fall, this end is the lower end, so it stays wetter. And so I'm afraid that if we had stuff that was going to be prolonged, that it would get super wet down here before it'd be done growing. So we'll do the shorter term crops like the green beans and stuff like that so they can grow, we can get a harvest, work them under, and then I'll probably go ahead and try to get some fall stuff too. We may do like some broccoli, cauliflower, collard, stuff like that, but that's going to be a little bit later because it's still way too hot since we're in the middle of July. So lots of big plans. Like I said, we did have a lot of good advice for the other. We probably are going to mow it down, cut it into smaller blocks, and just have a smaller area. But I've still got to find either some plastic or tarps or something like that to do that area. That way maybe next spring it will do. Because pretty much other than what the sweet potatoes, the okra, and like the giant watermelons and pumpkins and stuff like that, that area is pretty much done for. So we're not going to Not going to put a whole lot of time into that. It's mostly going to be just getting the stuff we can out of there and then giving up on the rest and calling it a wash. And then hopefully next year we can get something done. Or maybe that we change places altogether to a different location, because the weed pressure there, and plus having to worry about overspray from chemicals from the road, because even if we shift this way a little bit, if we left a row of grass or planted like trees or something across there to block that drift, then we could have a garden set up and not have to worry about people spraying and stuff like that around. Not sure, because the farther this way you get, the wetter it stays. Like in the middle of summer, it's not bad, but our biggest problem is trying to get stuff in the spring. Usually it's trying to get stuff in between rain showers, and if you're in a spot that's already wet, it's even harder. But that's what our plans are for this. Like I said, we still got a ways to go, but I think that we're going to be able to manage this. Like I said, being a lot smaller, and the fact that we're going to have weed pressure cut back on it. Hopefully we'll have something to show you that will be good news. Like I said, we do appreciate all the comments and stuff, because like I said, even if they weren't right, it got us to thinking and researching, and found out that we may need to kind of change up our ideas for our other stuff. The only problem is to get a tarp or something thick enough that would like hold up over the winter or something. We may end up having to get like a black silage tarp or something like that, so that we can get the thick enough and it'll hold up, because this plastic being on the ground, it's probably not going to hold up over time. I mean, it's already wore out, but it worked in a pinch, plus it was free. That's the main thing, because, well, I priced in like a 40 by 40 silage tarp was like almost $300. And a row of this greenhouse plastic is, I think, 400 or 500 now, but it's like 40 foot by 100. That's not how big this is, because part of it's torn and everything, so it's going to work out though. That's our main thing. We just got to keep positive vibes that everything's going to work out, and we're just going to keep at it. We're not going to give up. I know that a lot of times it's easy to get discouraged. You have something, you have a failure, and it just makes you want to give up. But we may be replanting this 50 times, but we're just going to keep on trucking until we get to the point that there is no hope. And we're not there yet. At least not in our heads. I mean, we may find out after we plant it that there was no hope, but we're going to give it a shot and keep on going, because it's just the way we work. No use in giving up until, like I said, we may get to a point that we know that there's just no way we're going to get anything, and call it quits then. But as long as there's a smidge of hope, we're going to keep on keeping on. But the girls are over here. The donkeys have come up to the gate. I think we're going to feed them a few treats. As long as my phone will hold out with the temperature, I'll take you over there, and I may try to set you up on a gator where it's in the shade and unplug the mic. It is a little bit windy, so hopefully the wind noise is not too bad, but they're all happy to be up here, so we'll give them some treats and see how they like them. Okay, I don't know why these donkeys are out in this heat, but
hello, good sir.
Figure if they're going to come down here, we'll give them some treats. See, you want one? I don't know if they'll eat them or not. Hey, you want one? Yeah.
Not me. I am not a treat. Hey, Spot. Spot. Spot the boy. What's this one for me?
I don't think y'all can eat these. Did you just get one?
Just say yes. They're delicious.
What are you doing? No, you probably don't need to keep eating those. You're going to get them stuck in your throat. No, 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 no,
That's
no.
so weird.
No.
It's like yummy.
No.
Ouch. You have a whole parade.
I know.
Come on.
Back up. No, 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 no. You put still in those. Wait. I
It's
don't
like
want
a
you to choke.
drive-through. It's all around the
I
building.
know.
I got so many gum.
I don't want you to choke. I would give. Oh, goodness. Just pecked me in the face. You're too curious. These are donkey treats, not emu treats.
I don't think we really need to get in your trees.
No, we just need the emus to leave me alone. They like grapes and stuff. I have an idea.
Huh?
They're not ripe yet, but over on that vine there's some grapes. We'll see if they like sour grapes. Here you go, Daisy. Here you go, Short Stack.
If the emus come over here to me, then I'll just turn them around. Sorry, I turned that one over to you.
Okay, y'all quit. some weight in this heat.
Yeah.
In the winter, they're all fattened up, and in here they're not. Which we did about a week ago, worm them and the horses. So hopefully, if worms are the issue, then that will straighten that up. But I don't think it is. But another thing that we're gonna do too, where the cows are, there is way more grass than what they can eat. So we're talking about moving either some of the donkeys or the mini horses up to the cow pasture.
I think the donkeys and one of the girls.
I don't know.
Short stack.
Would you quit?
Oh, please.
We like them being friendly. They're just being a little too friendly.
Very. They're just like,
Too friendly.
They're just like, it's eating treat day.
No, it's not. They're grabbing my face. Uh-oh, sorry.
Precious gets a little crazy during treat time.
Huh?
Did it go down his nostril?
No, I dropped it because
No!
watch out,
They're
Is.
nipping me.
Where's Spice? I'm surprised she's not down here.
Yeah.
She loves treats. Nope. No. I see you looking at me like that. Not happening. Nope. Sorry, not for you.
And you can't have
We'll bring y'all some grapes or something, okay?
Yeah.
I didn't have them with me in the gator. Because y'all weren't down here earlier. Y'all were up there playing in the water hole. No. Quit. I don't want you to choke, for real. For real. If I knew y'all wouldn't choke, I'd give them to you. But I'm afraid they'll get hung up in your throat and then we'll have an emergency. They're all sweet. Hey, you quit. Okay, couple more treats and then I'm getting out of here.
Before you can.
I've had all the emu I can stand.
They're so curious, but they're very, very cute.
Oh, sorry, girl.
Oh, that one scared me.
Another thing we may need to do with the donkeys is have their teeth checked, and if they need their teeth floated, which when they get uneven, they can. It's kind of, I don't know if it's like grinding them off or what, but it'll get them where they're leveled up where they can eat better. 'Cause sometimes if their teeth get a little haywire, it makes them harder to eat, and they'll lose some weight like that. 'Cause like I said, ouch. Hey, quit.
Seriously. Fighting.
Huh?
Hello, guys. Can you please get me some space?
Yeah, give me some space. Go hug on Izzy. Go hug her.
You don't know anything about personal space.
Hey, no, they don't. EUs and personal space
We do not mix.
do not go along.
No. The emus are like,
Okay,
they need to go.
I'm going to give each one of y'all one more and then we're done.
Don't nibble on my
Here,
arm.
here you go, short
Please
stack.
stop trying to nibble on my arm.
Okay. Here you go, Comet. Oh, that was my shoe. That was
You
my
go over
shoe.
there for your last treat.
Here you go, Precious.
Your
Last
breath
one.
smells like treat.
Come here, Daisy.
Your last treat.
Last one, then we're out of here. There you go, girl.
Okay.
Okay,
No, I'm
let's
coming
go
in.
because I got to go get ready for work.
Hey guys, so Abby and I are back in the kitchen and we decided that we would make kind of a snacky type treat today. We have an excess of zucchini, still actually getting some of those. So we decided we would make some chocolate zucchini bread. Not just the regular stuff. We wanted to add a little chocolate to it. Some of it we're going to do with chocolate chips and some without because Kevin's not a big fan of chocolate chips in his bread. But we are going to see how this turns out. Our recipe makes 2 loaves, so that's pretty nice. But you ready to get started?
Yeah.
Okay. We've already cracked our eggs and grated our zucchini. That way we'd be ready and not have so much to do. Okay, step number 2. We've already preheated the oven and I sprayed the pans. So number 2, we've got to whisk together the flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, salt, cinnamon, and nutmeg.
I only
So-
have no salt.
So I'm gonna grab this flour. I'm gonna use einkorn wheat today. Oh, I always forget that I keep a measuring cup in there. We need 2.5 cups of flour. So I'll do the flour since it's a deep bag. That's 1 cup. 1.5. 2. 2.5. There we go. Okay, we need 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. And it said sift it if it's lumpy. Does that look lumpy to you?
Kind of.
No, not really. See?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 1/3 cup. Get 1/3 cup of that. All right, so what we do when it's like that and it's not quite full, just turn it like that. There we go. Perfect. Okay.
Milk.
It is cocoa powder. It is cocoa powder. So a tablespoon of baking powder. Baking powder's right here. So this one, big one, is a tablespoon.
I have never seen baking powder.
Okay. There you
I've
go.
seen baking
Very
soda,
good.
But I've never seen powder.
Okay, now we need a teaspoon of baking soda. So this one right here is a teaspoon. Yeah, this one's a teaspoon. Here, I'll skip this one because it's a little hard.
I've got flour on there.
Okay, teaspoon of baking soda. Now, teaspoon of salt. And pour it in there. Well, there you go. And then a teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. So a teaspoon of cinnamon, yeah, it's another one of those. It's hard to. There we go. Teaspoon of cinnamon. And 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Nutmeg's another strong smelling one.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, there's our 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg.
It's so small.
And it's, even though it's chocolate bread, it says that they still add all this to kind of make the flavors richer. It was their explanation for it.
Yes.
Got flour all over my hands.
I got flour on mine.
Okay, so let's grab a whisk out of here. This one. All right, let you whisk this together. All right, make sure you basically scrape the sides and the bottom of it as you whisk. There. We want it nice and mixed together. There you go. Just tap it and we'll set it to the side for now. Actually, let's keep that whisk. We'll save it because we'll need it in a minute. So now in this bowl, we're going to whisk together the eggs, oil, sugar, and vanilla. So eggs are going here.
I cracked the egg.
She cracked the eggs. Now put it in the sink for me, please.
What's the oil?
Okay, here's the oil. It's a cup of oil. We just use regular vegetable, but you could use olive or whatever too.
Sink.
Yep, sink.
And what else?
2 teaspoons of vanilla.
Vanilla. I love vanilla stuff.
Mm-hmm. So 2 of these. Here's one.
And I add this one.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
It looks so
Okay.
good.
And then we need the sugar,
Okay.
which is a cup of sugar. It's right here.
Oh,
Let's exchange this one. I didn't use this one.
big one.
Might as well use a bigger cup since we didn't use the other one. So,
Ooh, yay.
cup of sugar.
Sugar.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Okay, now get that whisk.
Okay.
And we're gonna, so whenever I have eggs like that, usually just kind of break them up and then I start gently whisking. So after this is all whisked up, okay, now you can whisk it. After this is all mixed, we're going to add the zucchini and then we're going to add it into the dry ingredients. And then I'm gonna add an extra step with chocolate chips because like I said, I want to do some with and some without, since I want to see how it tastes with the chocolate chips, but I don't want to put chocolate chips in all of it. Since, like I said, Kevin's not a big fan of chocolate chip breads or brownies or anything like that. He likes them okay, but they're not his favorite, and he requested some zucchini bread without some chocolate chips whenever I was talking about making chocolate zucchini bread back a few weeks ago.
Looks like applesauce.
Yep, it kind of does. Okay, so now we're going to add this. So this is 3 cups of grated zucchini. And this is going to be a messy mess to mix up, but it'll be fine. All right, can you put that in the sink for me? All right, that's all whisked together. So now we're going to put this whisk up too. Because when we add that into that, we're going to need a wooden spoon instead.
Yeah. Wooden spoon.
All right. So you ready to dump it?
This? No.
Yep. All you, sweetie. Got a piece of zucchini on your face. All right. And we always scrape our bowls as much as we can. There we go.
Flour stuff and then liquid.
All right. Let me get you started.
Yeah.
So normally at this stage you'd be folding, we'd mix this really good, fold in the chocolate chips, just divide it between the 2 pans. Since we're not doing chocolate chips in both, we are going to pour out half of this into one of the loaf pans, just as our regular one, and then we're going to add chocolate chips to the remaining batter, fold it in, put it up. So that's what we're going to do. Let me look now. Let me scrape it, because you got to make sure you get all that flour off the sides and everything and out of the bottom, because sometimes it likes to hang out on the bottom of the glass pan. Yep, and you can kind of, having a glass bowl, you can see.
Yeah.
So like you can look at the bottom. Yep, see there's a spot with some flour on it. Take my spoon and just scrape, scrape, scrape. All right, see how fudgy and thick that is?
Looks like so good.
It does look good. So we see about how high that is in there. We're gonna cut it by about half.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's about it. Maybe a little bit more, because we're gonna add chocolate chips to this other side. Okay. Alrighty. So, it calls for a cup of the chocolate chips, so roughly half a cup is what we're going for, so I'm just going to sprinkle some in. I think that's good. So now I'm going to just fold, fold, fold.
Like laundry.
Not quite, but similar. Okay. So now we're going to sit there and scrape this into there. Let Abby do it, future chef here.
Good. Yes.
Okay. Just take them in your hand. Put them in your hands. And then just kind of sprinkle them on top. Make it look pretty, but not too overloaded. I got a couple in on this end, just because this end didn't get quite as much. But that looks pretty good to me. So there's this loaf. And there's that loaf. And to me, they honestly look really even. So that's it for the prep part. We're going to stick them in the oven now. It says to bake for 40 to 60 minutes. I will put them on for 40 and then check them at that point, and then we'll go from there on time. And we will show you what they look like when they come out of the oven. But while we are putting these in the oven and waiting on them to cook, I'm going to show you some clips from the other day. We decided to take a trip. We're trying to have fun day Thursdays with the girls this month because Kevin's off, I'm off, and we just figured that'd be a good day to go and do stuff with them, different places. Nothing crazy, just a day to have fun. So I'm going to show you some clips from last Thursday fun day and let you see what we did. So we have decided that since Kevin and I are both off on Thursdays in July, that we are going to do fun things on Thursdays. It's the only day that we have off that is in common, so we've decided to just find some things that we can do. And I mean, you saw last Thursday we went to go meet the walkers. And so today we actually have kept this one a surprise from the girls completely. Like, they didn't even know we were going anywhere till we got them up this morning, told them, you know, we had to get ready and leave, and they were like, where are we going? I said, well, you're not going to find out for a little bit. It's a surprise. And you can probably see that the back is loaded down with some things, so you can kind of guess where we might be going. The girls have had a couple of guesses, but they're not for sure yet. And we are probably about 20 minutes or so from our destination. And they've already been whispering, trying to come up with maybe what we're doing. So I wanted to go ahead and start this before we get there. That way they don't know the surprise yet. Because once we get a little bit closer, they'll probably figure things out.
We would have already been there, but somebody forgot to pack a few things, and
yeah,
when you're this close to a destination like that, evidently they sell out of this item pretty quick. And so we're 3 stores in and finally found what we needed.
Yeah, that was me. I was the somebody.
It was camp chairs because we didn't want to sit on the ground.
Yeah, and I thought about them a couple days ago, but I wasn't making a list yet. And so they got omitted, and we have some nice ones at the house from soccer and all that.
Yeah.
So
I thought of them about 20 minutes ago.
yeah, I'm so glad he did, because otherwise we'd have gotten all the way to our destination and been like, okay, sitting on the ground, not fun.
Yeah, I told her we'd just wait till we saw somebody go out and we'd raid their camp.
Yeah, probably not what we should do. But anyway,
We were just gonna borrow.
yeah. Anyway, we are headed to our destination, and we'll kind of show you some of the footage along the way because it's really pretty. So if you look behind me, you can see that we are at a lake, and not just any lake. It's actually a lake I grew up going to when I was a kid. This is my dad's favorite lake, which I haven't talked about my dad a lot in the past, but he passed away several years ago from a heart condition. But we still like to come up here. It's still like our family's favorite place to go. Whenever Kevin and I were dating, he would come up here with my family too, and we had a good time. The reason that we came this time is that my brother and sister-in-law and niece are staying here. They're camped out here at Greason. This is Lake Greason. The water level is extremely low right now. Like you can look at that swimming area and just see how the poles are, you know, mostly, you know, out of the water. There's only the deepest ones that are actually still in it, which is really crazy because most of the time I've been here, it's, I mean, at least most of them are covered, but it's actually really nice right now because it's middle of the week and there's not a whole lot of campers here. There's still quite a few open spots and there's a lot of shade, so that helps. But absolutely love this view. There's not a whole lot of service out here, so that's the only bad thing sometimes, but it's also nice to unplug too. The girls have been playing, riding bikes, swimming, all that. I'll try to throw in some footage of that so you can see how much fun we're having. I think we're gonna make some burgers tonight, and we have to go home this evening because I have to work in the morning, but it's really, really nice that we were at least able to make a day trip down here because it's only like 2.5, 3 hours, so it's really not too bad. The water is down really, really low, but it's still water, it's still wet on this almost 100-degree day. So we're gonna have fun in this little swimming area, which is usually a little bit deeper than this, if you can tell by the buoys, but it'll be fun. Abs, what you doing? Hey Abs, what are we going to do now?
I don't know.
What do you think we're gonna go do?
Swaha?
What do we do at Swaha? Yeah? What you got?
S'mores.
More?
More.
What you got?
I got frogs.
You got
Big
frogs.
A little frog. Daddy. Mommy? Daddy. No. Mommy?
Abby and Lily have been catching frogs.
I got the baby.
Oh,
I got the baby.
you got the baby?
Yeah.
Oh, there they are. Off on their bikes. Izzy's been riding, but is a little tired of it, so she decided to sit this one out. They're doing really good on their bikes, though. A mama and a baby out here, right by the water. Look at that baby. She's running around playing. They're so pretty, and they are definitely not really that scared of humans. The fire burns. It looks really good. Y'all did a good job. Izzy worked for probably like an hour building her little teepee of sticks. All right, so the bread is out of the oven. The one without chocolate chips didn't take as long, I guess because it wasn't so bulky or anything. But this is the regular loaf.
And then the chocolate chip loaf.
Here's the chocolate chip loaf. Look how yummy these look, and they smell amazing.
Not touch
What do they smell like?
chocolate.
They smell like chocolate cake, in my opinion.
I know, they do smell like cake.
Yep, we will taste them in a little while and see how they are, but I think it's gonna be delicious, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be delicious.
And Abby did such a good job helping me with this. I'm so proud that she likes to get in here and help cook. We have a good time together, don't we?
I love cooking.
Yep. It's gonna be even more fun to eat this. But hope you guys enjoyed come along and making zucchini bread with this. I'm gonna wait a little bit to cut it until it's a little cooler so it doesn't like sink in or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we really had a good time in here getting to spend the afternoon together, especially when it was so hot because it's ridiculously warm outside. But please like and subscribe, and we will catch you next time at Grounds Family Farm. Bye guys.
Bye. Peace.